see you're alive, little brother.
I'll take that.
I don't got that!
Today we're talking about Uncharted series, chapter 4, about chapter 4 exactly. So let's start from this question. Starting each new game of Sony console, not enough to begin a new series. For PlayStation 1 it was Crash Bandicoot, for PlayStation 2 it was Jack and Daxter, so starting on PlayStation 3 it was Uncharted. It's first time for Naughty Dog to continue its series with a new game console from Sony. What will be the reason for this?
Yeah, I mean, it is a little bit of a departure for us, but the biggest reason was we felt that we wanted to tell the final chapter of Nathan Drake's story. We wanted to get into his background and his, sort of go a little deeper with him. So we had a tale to tell, and we were ready to make Uncharted 4, and we wanted to make the ultimate Uncharted game, and that's what we're doing.
Previous Naughty Dog game, Last of Us, was highly critically acclaimed, so does the game somehow influence Uncharted 4?
Yeah, absolutely. Every game we learn more and more and more. That's what we try and do with our games is we learn lessons from them and we take those lessons and we build on everything and we try and set our bar for what a video game is higher each time. So a lot of things that we did in The Last of Us, like work with artificial intelligence, the AI, work with the animation and sort of the combat, you'll see some of those systems move into Uncharted 4.
Mechanic was the main writer for first three Uncharted games, plus in case of Uncharted 4 we have Neil Druckmann, Charles Scher and Tom Grissom. Did that somehow influence the way the screenwriting, maybe the story is more serious right now?
Well, I mean, at its core, it's an Uncharted game. We make games collaboratively. It's not really just one person ever making a video game. So even when our writers are working on the game, still workshop it with other developers and amongst the whole studio to make sure that it's sticking true to the franchise and what the franchise is. So we got some really talented people who are writing it, and it's going to feel like an ultimate Uncharted game.
Uncharted series is really famous for its set pieces. So after Uncharted 4 with such set pieces as like great jumping from car to car, train scene, and Uncharted 3 with riding from the tidal wave, the airplane scene. Do you think that you can somehow surprise gamers in Uncharted 4? Is there something left to surprise somehow?
I mean, we're hoping that we can still surprise gamers. Gamers are a tough bunch. They're a really smart group, and we have some really cool tricks up our sleeve. We showed in our E3 demo just how wild some of these car chases will be, how beautiful they're going to look. But yeah, we create these sort of blockbuster action set pieces, and we will continue to do that and have more of them in the game when you get to play it next year.
Let's talk about the gameplay innovation. We already seen the jungle level and the camera. The level of the played the great car, so we know that there is a great hook and the car driving. Is there some other new elements of the game?
Yeah, I mean, we're going to have features that we're playing around with and making sure that they are fun and enjoyable. One of the new ones is a piton, so you'll have like a little something you use to climb into walls, essentially. So it'll like be able to stick it into walls and climb up using it, or shimmy to side. So there's certain surfaces you can climb along walls, so that'll be a cool new feature. But yeah, the rope mechanic is something we're really proud of. The physics on that are incredible.
In Uncharted 4, not very become much older, so will it somehow influence the gameplay, the animations, and the way the story goes?
Yeah, definitely. I mean, we want our characters to develop as they move through games. We want them to feel very organic in the way that they are. They're characters we want you to relate to. We're telling after Uncharted 3, and so how he moves and like sort of the comments he makes when he's moving around, they might have a little bit more of an older lead where like I'm too old for this sort of stuff, jokes like that potentially. But yeah, I mean he's still a world-class adventurer with some superhuman abilities to hang on cliffs and things like that. So you're gonna get the Uncharted experience.
Stages on Uncharted 4 feels much bigger than for example, on jungle level, it felt like we can do some different routes and they all lead us to some finish point. So is that kind of structure of the levels in the whole game or most of the stages will be more linear?
Yeah, so we're exploring a concept we're calling wide linear. And what that means is that there are multiple paths that you can take to get to a main point. So if you want to go from point A to point B, you might be able to follow route C to get there, or route D to get there, or something like that. So we want people to have a little bit more freedom in how they go through our story. There's always going to be one path, there's going to be a golden path, but you're going to have the ability to navigate and get there how you choose.
Nate is adventurous, so there are parts of the game where he needs to solve the puzzles. What can you say about that part? Didn't you forget about it? How big parts of that will be the game?
There'll definitely be some puzzles in the game. I mean, it's a tradition, and sort of in every Uncharted game, there's been some great puzzles. Nate's going to have his journal like he had before, so if you've played past Uncharted games, you'll know sort of the puzzles he undergoes and he has to experience. If you haven't played past Uncharted games, you're going to want to pick up Uncharted Nathan Drake Collection, which will be coming out next week, and it'll sort of give you a good primer for what to expect with Uncharted 4.
Let's talk about the main gameplay mechanic, like shooting. Did it change some way? There is going formal, but maybe you made the differences shooting or something like that.
Yeah, I mean we're always looking for new ways to improve either our animations or sort of our sounds or things like that. So you'll notice that like the audio quality on some of the guns will be different, or the animations from how you even get guns. You notice maybe, for instance, in our E3 demo, when you jump off the roof and punch the guy, the gun flips in the air, and then you catch the gun. So that's a new one. And then there's also the one where you sort of wrestle the AK away from him and you can pull it out and use it. So there'll be new little features like that throughout the game.
It's the first time for Uncharted to have a story DLC. Three previous Uncharted games felt like the whole experience. How in the development case of Uncharted 4, there would be some parallel story or something like after the game.
Well, so how we work at Naughty Dog is we tend to develop one game, all hands on deck at a time. So right now we're working on Uncharted 4. We have some ideas about what the story DLC might be, but we're not ready to move into production. We're not really sure what it's going to be, but we never do anything where it's like, all right, we're going to cut this out of the game and make a DLC. We always want to create projects from scratch, from the heart, and make sure that they're full-fledged product. If you played The Last of Us Left Behind, that gave us a lot of ideas about how things might work. It could be similar to that, it could be completely different. We're not sure yet, but that's a good metric and something you can judge.
So we are sure yet to which we'll hear phases of the story on the gameplay, right? You are not sure yet will it have phases of the story or it's...
Yeah, we're not sure yet. We tend to just develop. We're working really hard on Uncharted 4 Thieves End, and then we'll work on the DLC after that.
What can you say about the multiplayer of the game? Will it be like the previous games, like 5v5 maximum in different modes, or are you changing something?
Yeah, we're experimenting with a lot of different modes and different options for multiplayer. It's going to be a very unique experience. We learned a lot from making The Last of Us multiplayer. We learned a lot from making Uncharted 3 multiplayer. We're going to bring our teams together, and everybody's working on making it as fun as possible. The coolest thing is if you pick up Uncharted Nathan Drake Collection, you can get access to the multiplayer beta. So that's going to be available December. Then we'll talk about multiplayer a little bit more, but right now we're just testing it, figuring out what's fun, and then we're going to reveal it soon.
Some of those
not quite yet. We're trying to figure out what sort of mode is best to put out, what sort of gameplay and characters and sort of features we want to put into it. But if you notice, it's our collector's edition. We're going to have like hats and things like that. So there'll be items that you can buy for multiplayer and some other cool things too. So keep a lookout on that and keep your eye on news for the future and multiplayer.
Uncharted collection is coming very soon, so the point is to make remaster this game. What kind of defines which piece defines this remaster?
So yeah, I mean it's sort of like an overhaul for the games. It's pretty incredible what the developers at Bluepoint were able to do. Our games used to run at 720p, now they run at a beautiful 1080p. They run at a blistering silky smooth 5994, which is about 60 frames a second, which is standard. So that looks great to play the games in that sort of frame rate. It's also incredible to just know that the new features they added to it. They added brutal mode, they added explorer mode, they added a speedrun mode, they added new trophies, they added skins you can unlock, they added audio features. It's a full new game, and if you pick it up, you're going to get 3 games for this great price. So if you've never played the games before, this is a great way to know the life of a thief and Nathan Drake. If you have played the games before, there's going to be some hardcore challenges. You're going to want to challenge your buddy to see how well you can do in the speedrun. You're going to try and unlock and beat brutal mode. Brutal mode is very difficult. So it's one of those things that we're hoping to see players really embrace.
So it's like a final questions. So after finishing Uncharted 4, there is a possibility of making Last of Us 2, but maybe it will be. But if you talk about some kind of new genre, which genre of game will you like to take?
Yeah, I mean, that's a great question. I feel like, there's been a ton of ideas about everything and anything under the sun. You get interested in certain types of games and you think about making them, but we really are wholly focused on working on Uncharted 4, and we don't really have time to devote the resources to thinking about the next project. We're going to work on Uncharted 4, finish it, work on Uncharted 4 at DLC, and then we'll see where it goes from there. I mean, from our history that before The Last of Us even, we explored doing Jak and Daxter 4. There's a lot of different things, directions we could go. It is going to be up in the air, and we'll see what happens.
It's a question for fun. In the case of Crash Bandicoot, first game was Team Racing.
Yes.
In the case of Jack, it was Jack Racing. So in the case of Uncharted, Jack is like Uncharted.
Yeah.
Do you know about scary sets?
Man, yeah, I wish we would have made one of those. It would have been pretty funny, but just for the humor of it. But yeah, I think we don't have any plans to do it. There's nothing official. I don't think we'll ever be going back to it, but you never know. We do have vehicles in Uncharted 4 that are drivable now, so could be a cool thing. Who knows?
Thank you.
Awesome. Thank you very much.
Damn, it's right up on us! Go as fast as I can! They're gonna be close!